Okay, I just finished this show and I have to talk about it. It's called Spirit Fingers, and buckle in because I got things to say. It's about this girl who's pretty awkward, pretty shy, kind of lives a bland, boring existence, doesn't really do anything ever. She joins this art club and basically like discovers herself and becomes so much more confident, makes friends, falls in love, and it's so fun. It's kind of like I kind of consider it like a youth drama, if you will, because most of the main characters are younger. They're on the teen side. There's a few older characters. Like there's like two or three like 20, like early 20s, and then there's like some older characters. Anyways, so it's not all kids, but it's mostly children. And basically she joins this art club initially because she really likes the guy that invited her to join the art club. He's like, "Hey, you should come hang out with us." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in love with you," because he's super sweet and kind and nice. That guy has a thing with this other girl though, his like longtime best friend. They're like the second lead couple. It's a whole thing. It's like a best friends to lovers, but it's like really kind of frustrating because it takes them almost the entire show to decide that they want to be together. It's annoying. But the main couple is the couple I want to talk about, which is the main character girl, and then the second female lead's younger brother is like the main male lead. Okay, so you tracking with me? So those two main characters. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have things to say. So first of all, the actress that plays the main character, I was not a huge fan of her acting in general when I've seen her in other shows. I've seen her in a few things. I have ranted about this actress. I've ranted. I've said some things because she is one of my lesser favorite actresses because I don't think she's very good at acting. She did much better in this show. There were some moments, especially at the beginning, where, sorry, my hair's bothering me. There was a few moments right at the beginning where I was like, oh my gosh, she's like, has no personality. I'm not interested in this character. Like, she's so boring. She got so much better throughout the show. And I think as the character comes into her own, she also, like, the acting kind of improved low-key. So, whatever. So, I ended up liking her. It was fine. Because initially I was like, but I really wanted to see the male lead because he's so funny in all the clips that I watched. He's, not joking, one of the funniest male leads I think I've ever seen in a show. I am reading the webtoon of this show as well, and it is really funny. And also the show's pretty darn accurate to the webtoon. And the funny thing is about this is the actors are really, really well cast. Like, the show did a great job of casting the characters, as in I feel like the show version of how do you say his name? Gijong, the show version of him and the webtoon version, they're like the same. The actor did an incredible job. He literally brought him to life, and he did such a good job, and he's hilarious in the webtoon. Like, he is so funny and so dramatic and so weird and such a loser, but so funny. And in the drama, he's just as funny and like so entertaining and so cute. Like, you just love him. You're like, oh, you're so dumb, but I love him. Like, he's such a himbo. But he's great and we love him. And he was honestly my favorite part of the whole show. And him and the girl were very cute as well. They just, very cute pairing. He's literally obsessed with her. Very adorable. The second couple that I was talking about, so it's the older sister of the main male lead and then her, like, longtime friend. Honestly, I could have taken her, like, what's the phrase? You could have taken it or leave it. I could have taken it or left it. I don't know if that's the correct phrasing. It was okay. I was mostly frustrated with the female lead. Well, actually, that's not true. The male lead I was kind of annoyed with at first because I felt like he was being a little too brash with his, like, we're either a couple or we're not friends type of thing. But at the same time, I was like, well, he's also liked her for so long, so he was kind of over it. And he's like, I just want to know, do you want to be with me or not? And she's over here like, I don't know. That's part of her character is, like, she's kind of low-key. It started to get really annoying towards the end of the show. I started to get, like, really over it. I was like, just act like you don't act like a normal person. It's, like, not funny anymore. It's just annoying because she's, like, really intense and there's always a lot of emotions and she's really goofy and quirky and all these things, and it kind of got a little annoying. But and then it turned out that she liked him for even longer. She's liked him for years and years and years, and so she was super embarrassed, and so she could, because their whole, like, issue that they come into is, like, they're just in this weird spot where, like, she's not, like, saying she likes him, or she's not like saying he ever gave her like butterflies, or she's like, it's like almost like she's not acknowledging that she likes him. And then he's just like, what are we doing here? Like, this doesn't make sense. Why can't you say that you like me and are excited, like I make you excited and you like want me? And like he's just like super frustrated, understandably so. And she's super embarrassed because literally she's like, well, I've liked you for so long and I just couldn't. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to say this right off the bat. Their conflict made no sense. I did not understand it. It was stupid. It irritated me. It was just so dumb. And I will say, with our main couple, their like issue that they have, it initially starts kind of like in a weird, it kind of comes up, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me explain. So the main female lead suffers from a lot of like insecurity physically about herself. And she's supposed to kind of be, I don't want to say ugly necessarily, but I don't think she's supposed to be pretty, which is funny because the actress is super cute. Like, she's not, whatever, she's fine. But the whole idea is that she feels really insecure about herself, and her boyfriend, who obviously becomes her boyfriend eventually, the male lead, he's like super hot. Like, that is a big point of his character, is that he's really sexy and like really handsome, and that actor does it really well, because even in the webtoon, like, he's supposed to be, he's like he does modeling, like he's supposed to be really hot. And so she gets really insecure at one point, and then she's like, she's like not talking to him, and she keeps avoiding him, and it's just this like really annoying back and forth, and it's like, what is going on? But then, even though that's like what starts their issue in the last episode, or second to last episode, the real issue is her family. Now, here's why I wanted to make the video, because I wanted to rant about the character that plays her mom, or the actress. This actress I have seen in a handful of shows, and in a different show I watched, she played maybe one of the most annoying, awful, narcissistic, just like genuinely abusively horrible mothers. Like, just when you think of like the worst kind of character, she's really good at playing that character. And she basically just does it again, which in the webtoon, the mom is terrible. We hate the mom. I don't like her. There's nothing redeemable about her. I don't care. I don't care, because at the end of the day, she favors her son so much more over her daughter. The misogyny and the sexism that this mother exhibits with her daughter is so embarrassingly like gross. Like, I cannot stand this character. And here's, okay, I know it's like, oh, Caitlin, just chill, it's not even a real person. It's like, well, for one, there are parents that are actually like this, and there are mothers that are actually like this, and it's actually really disturbing that this actress is so good at playing these characters, because I can't stand her. I like genuinely am like triggered when I see that actress, because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's been in so many shows and she's so terrible in all of them. But it's like, I think one of my biggest pet peeves about K-dramas, and I've noticed this happen, and I've ranted about bad parent representation in K-dramas, but there is something about Korean dramas that depict mothers specifically in like one of the top 10 worst parent lights I think I've ever seen. I've never seen someone depict a mom so terribly. Like, but I'm not saying like the show like made her character terrible. Her character is supposed to just be that bad, but it's more just like, I don't understand how anyone like, you could watch that and not be like, she's the most like just worst parent, so mean, just mean constantly. Never once in that whole show does she say she's sorry to her daughter, and her daughter just forgives her at the end and is like, it's all good, oh, we're fine. She like hugs her, and they're like, hee 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 hee. And I'm like, hey, did we forget about the fact that she's been essentially verbally abusing you for like 14 years, and we're just like, meh, it's fine, whatever, no one cares. I don't know why K-dramas, they do this all the time. This has happened so many times, where they'll have a horribly abusive parent or grandparent or parent figure in some way. And then in the last like episode or two, they just give them a free pass, and they're like, oh yeah, it's fine. They're all good. They hugged, they cried a little. She said she was sorry one time, and now we're all good. I'm like, oh, so when there's this other show I watched where the grandma blamed the grandson for his parents' death. It was like, and then it was like one conversation, and she like said she was sorry like one time, and it was like, oh, we're all good. And I'm like, oh, so the like 20 years of abuse is like, oh, that's gone though. Oh, it's gone. That left. We don't know. It's all fine. Huh? And in this show, again, as I said, the mom never apologized. She stood on her horrible behavior the whole time. She never once was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. I should have apologized. I'm a horrible person. I'm sorry for treating you so badly. And then I at least would have been like, okay, I can kind of see them working their, through their relationship problems and like coming out stronger. But it's the fact that at no point did she ever get better. She literally was, and like even the show like tried to show a cute moment where she was like, be nice to her daughter. But I'm like, it doesn't matter because she didn't apologize. She never even said she was sorry, even half-heartedly. She even apologized to her younger kid because there was a whole thing with the two of them. And I was like, why am I watching this? Why am I watching this mother get a free pass? I don't... Anyways, it annoys me a lot, and I've said this before, but I've watched shows where the mom or the parent or whatever is not supposed to be like the main villain, or it's not even supposed to be like a dramatic show in which the mom is like a horrible character. But I've watched almost worse depictions of parents in those type of genres than one where it's like, oh, she has an abusive mom and she's neglectful and she's horrible and she's terrible. I'm like, I could almost say that the moms that I've watched in those random one-off shows that are like comedies have been worse than those characters that are supposed to be bad. Because at the end of the day, these characters aren't necessarily supposed to be terrible parents. They're just supposed to be, I guess, realistic, which I'm like, God help you if your parent is that awful and mean and horrible to you. And the main female lead's dad, too, is pretty terrible, but he's barely in the show. He might be in the webtoon more. He was terrible as well. I hated him as well. He sucked, but he was only in it for a very short amount of time, whereas the mom was in almost every single episode. And I had to watch her yap every single episode. And every time I was like, get this woman off the screen. Get this witch off the screen. Yeah, I said it. I called her a witch because she's horrible. Anyways. Overall, I liked the show, but those side parts, drove me absolutely insane. And I wish more people would call out that from, like, K-drama show makers and be like, hey, it's okay to make your character, like, have a moment of remorse. They're allowed. They're allowed to be like, I was wrong. Taking responsibility for your actions as a grown adult is okay. And I'd like to see it more often. Thanks. Okay, I think that's all I have to say. Oh, also, actually, this is one thing I'll say. I have dropped so many shows. The last video that I made, there was like 3 shows I was talking about. I'm not watching any of them. I have been in a really weird mood the last couple like weeks with dramas where I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. And I think it's because I do think that my opinion gets a little bit influenced by bad comments. If I read comments that are like bashing a show, I'm like, I agree. But the thing is, I also realized that I've gotten I'm like so tired of shows that do the same annoying plot lines that I just don't want to spend my time watching them anymore. I'm like, I'll skip through it and see what happens, but I'm no longer interested in sitting through. Okay, I have to go eat. I'm no longer interested in sitting through an hour and 15-minute episode where a character does the same 10 things that I've seen, people do for the last like 2 or 3 years in dramas. I'm like, I just don't care anymore. Anyways, so I've been in a weird like drama mood where I've been like skipping shows and like watching some and skipping some. I guess not, I shouldn't say skipping. I'm not like necessarily like skipping through them and then counting them as having watched them. It's more just like, I'm just like, oh, I want to watch this part. Okay. And then I'm not going to add it in my list because I'm like, I didn't finish it. It doesn't count. Anyways, that's all I have to say. The show's really good and the webtoon's really good, but holy cow. I'm going to sue that mom. Literally going to sue her.